Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're playing Multiplicity. Now you can see Sleuth here back in the classroom giving some kind of lesson to a bunch of kids, and I can't exactly tell what's in the background. I'm going to guess it's sort of a multiplication times table, teaching all the kids about it, hence the title, Multiplicity. Now this particular puzzle, before I bring it up, is another one I'm featuring from Sir Moose. If you go back to, was it last weekend's puzzle? I can't remember exactly. There was essentially Sir Moose's first puzzle that he published. I say he because he actually did reply to it and confirm that he watched it with his kids, so I'm fairly confident that was a he. Hopefully he'll see this video and correct me if I get it wrong, but, you know, Sir Moose, the name does sort of give it away and imply what it is. Anyhow, since then, he's been like a prolific constructor. So he has created, pardon me, let me just double check before I actually misinform you. He's already published 7 puzzles in the last, well, since his debut. Yeah, they're just all like, almost all of them are fantastically rated. I say almost all of them. You know, what's wrong with 84%? You can tell already, you know, what kind of parent I would have been. But anyhow, he's got some fantastically highly rated puzzles, 94, 90, 94, etc. However, today's puzzle is one of the few. There's only 2 of them that are 1-star difficulty rated from him, and this is the one that we're taking a look at today. It is a twist on the normal rule set, so take the time to read the rules before you give it a go. Anyhow, let's take a look at today's puzzle and rule sets from Sir Moose. So with Multiplicity. Now, I think before I even read the rules to you, when you take a look at this and you see, well, a 3-cell arrow sum with only 3 cells are adding up to 3-digit sum feels very strange, practically impossible, actually impossible. So that's the twist, and I'm gonna walk you through it. No guess for the fact that, you know, we're not talking about sums today, we're talking about products, given a title. Rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. We're familiar with that one. Another common variant, digits separated by an X sum to 10. So if this cell here was, let's say, a 3, this would have to be a 7, for example, to sum up to 10. If this was a 2, this would have to be an 8 to also sum up to 10. Quite unusual for me to use large digits. But that's that. No negative constraints as far as I could tell from the rule set, so I don't think there's anything wrong with a 3 having a 7 in here, and, well, this would be a bit tougher to have something in there, but you get it. No X's means nothing, really. You could still have 2 cells that are adding up to 10 without an X between them. Then we have digits along an arrow are multiplied, not summed. They equal the number in the circle. Multi-digit numbers are read from left to right. So essentially now we're not talking about sums, we're talking about products. So for example, if this was 1, 2, 4, they don't sum up to 7, they multiply to 8. That would be one way, for example, of completing this. Now this gigantic bubble here for this arrow sum, product sum, arrow product, that's what I meant to say. Essentially, if this was, let's say, I don't know, 1, 2, 5, for example, then it's essentially reading 125, and you know that there's going to be a 5 somewhere on here. I don't think that's 5 cubed, is it? So yeah, that would be 555, which is not allowed under normal Sudoku rules. So terrible example from me. Anyhow, that's all the rules we have for today. So if you want to give this a go, if you want to check out how well you know your multiplication times table, link will be in the description down below as usual for you to play along. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock to see how I get on. So I'll tell you, like normally with arrow sums, you take a look at a bunch of arrows that are 3 cells long, and there's quite a few of them that are 3 cells. Forget that one for a second because I don't know what's going on with that. And admittedly, these ones are not necessarily unique, but clearly understanding the product of 3 different digits, coming up to a single-digit answer, which I imagine is actually quite difficult to do, is something we should probably study a bit further. So let's come up with a few examples. 1, 2, 3 is the absolute minimum, and that comes up to 6. Surprisingly, the product and the sum are the same. Next one along, I assume, would be 1, 2, 4 with an 8. And basically, anything else that doesn't use unique digits, we're out of luck. Next one along will be 1, 2, 5, which is a 10, that's way too big. 1, 3, 4, that's 12, already way too big. Now, for these ones where I can repeat digits, I've obviously got a lot more flexibility. Right, so let's do this. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4 with a 1, 2. These are 1, 2, 3, 4 with a 1, 2. These are 1, 2, 3, 4 with a 1, 2, which makes this cell, I'm going to say 3 or 4, but let me just think about this for a second. Yeah, because it's still adding, it's still multiplying to a single digit. So even if I minimize these two with 1 and 2, this is a maximum of 3, 4. So I'm happy with that. That is 3, 4. That is 6, 7. I should have also completed that these are 6, 8, the products of these two. This is another 6, 8. And you can see an immense amount of pressure is now building up in column 4 on these 3 circles. And clearly, they can't all be made up of 6, 8. So one of these, one of these 2 circles is clearly going to be using the fact that I can have kind of non-unique combinations. So what is the options? Let me just think. So I guess 1, 2, 2 is a possibility. I mean, 1, 1, 2, no, we don't have a 2 in any of these. So 1, 1, 2, sorry. How about I actually explain what I'm saying before I actually just delete it? So thinking of one of these digits from 1, 2, 3, and 4 where it repeats, to try and figure out what is the potential products for these two, other than 6 and 8, where clearly we're going to be struggling. If this is 6, 8, this is 6, 8, this is 6, 8, this is 6, 7, we are really going to struggle. So 1, 1, 2 would essentially place a 2 in one of these, and that doesn't work because I've got 1 and 2 definitely in the column. So I'm actually going to discount 1, 1, 2. I'm going to discount 1, 2, 2. No, 1, 2, 2 is fine, isn't it? So 2, 1, 2, that would be 4. I'm not sure I can actually rule that out yet. Yeah, I don't think I can rule that out. And then let's think 3, 1, 3 with a 9. That feels a lot more likely. And then I imagine 1, 4, 4, yeah, is no good. So these are potentially 4, 6, 8, 9. That is a lot of options. No, it isn't, because that's 3, 4. I've already eliminated 1, 2 from here. So the only possible repeated digit for this one would be a 3. So that can't be a 4. This could be 6, 8, 9. 6, 8, and 9, depending on what's in here. There's clearly a 1. In all of these options, we can't lose the 1. Otherwise, it'll be too big of a product. And depending on what this is, if there's a 4 in here, yeah, and there's a 3, that's too big. So 1, 2, 3 with a definite 1. This one is now quite tricky as well. No 1, no 2. This is already a 3 or 4, which I'm going to say makes it already quite tricky. I can't get to 4 either, so given it can't be any lower than 3. So 4s are not an option, and I have a 6, 8, 9 triplet. That's a 7. I'm going to take it. We're 5 minutes in. We should definitely, yeah, that's 7, that's 3. That makes that, don't know. That makes not 3, that's 1, 2, 4. That's an 8. That is not an 8. So this is 6 or 9. So a 1, 3 in here would make this a 9. A 1, 2 in here would make this a 6. The 8 is up here for sure. Interestingly, where does 5 go in the column? That's 5. The only way to do that would be 1, 5. To get 689, that clearly has to be the 1. That's the 5. And now this cell here, well, I can't do a double 3. So one of these two cells is a 9 and has essentially a double 3. Now, if I put a 3 in here, I've broken Sudoku. So that can't be the 3, and therefore that is not the 9. This is a 6-8 pair, and there is a 3 in here. That's 1, 3, and we know the order, and this is therefore a 4, and this is now a 9, and a 4 in here means that's a 2, that's an 8, that's 6, and these are not 4s, they are 1, 2, 3. Lovely. 6 in here gives me an 8 in here. Again, no 3s. The 1s and 2 we can probably resolve. That's not 1, that's a 2, 4. That's a 1. 2's in here, and this is either 6 or 8. Yeah, to add up to 10. Lovely. We have clearly a break-in. No 1s. I meant to say no 1s, and then 1. Come on. There we go. 2, 4 in here. Don't know much more beyond that. So, this cell next, this cell next. Yeah, I may as well do this. So this is 2579. Are the remaining digits. Let's just think about options. So if I multiply 2, 5, and 7, that is too small. That's 35 and 2. That is 70. It's not 3 digits. 9 has to be on here. So 9 is not this cell. Now, 9, 5, and 2, we have the same problem. 9 and 5 is 45 times 2 is 90. So again, without the 7, too small. It's only 2 digits. So I have really 2 options, I think. 9, 7, which is 63 times 2, which I'm going to say is 1, 2, 6. And then 9, 7 times 5, so 63 and 5, which would be 5, 1, 3. And we have essentially a triplet, 1, 2, 3, which makes this 4, which makes this 6, which makes this 5. So it is 5, 7, 9 on here. That's a 2. And it was 5, 7, 9, 63, and 5 again, 3, 1, 5. Lovely. Neither of these are 1s clearly now. This has to be the 2. That's the 1. That is not the 2. That's a 3. That's a 2. That 2 gave me 4 and 2. And this cell we know is 6. We have really no knowledge about these yet. The rest of this is this row 7, 8, 9. This cell is not going to be 7 or 9. 7, because it's a prime number, has to be 1 and 7, which it isn't. 9, well, 1 and 9 also doesn't work, and obviously double 3 doesn't work. So that's 8. This has to be 2, 4. That 2 gives me 2. That gives me a 4. Neither of these are now 8. This is 7, 9. Lovely. We have another 5, 7, 9 in here, and a 4, which is not this cell. That's the 4, plus another 5, 7, 9. And in here, another 5, 7, 9, and a 6. I'm just going to corner pencil mark it for now. Not the 5, the 6. Can I do anything else for the moment? 3's up here. Not really. Right, let's think about this cell for a second. So, this cell can't be a 1. Neither can this cell. So 1's essentially eliminated. No 3's either, interestingly. So I can have a 2 in here on this cell. And this is not 1, 2, 3, that's 4. So the minimum, because I can't have 1 and I can't have 1, is 8. I'm going to say that's also the maximum. Yeah, because anything else, given there's a minimum of 2, if this is even going up to a 5, that will be beyond that. So that's 8, that's 4, that's 2. Not particularly helpful for that x, by the way, because, 2, 8 was always eliminated. Come back to that. These two cells, no 1's. And with the 4 placed, I'm going to say 2, 3 is the only possibility with a 6. Yeah, because the remaining digits are 3 and 7, which are prime numbers, and therefore would require 1 and 7 or 1 and 3, and neither are allowed. So 6, 2, and 3. This is 3, 7. This is 3, 7. Not sure I can resolve them yet. 1 not here. I'm surprised I can't resolve these yet. Hang on, it's not 3, 7. Let's try that again. 7 is there for sure. And the 3 is resolved. I'm just not paying attention. Let's try that again. So 1, 5, and 9 are the remaining digits. That's not the 5 or the 1. That's the 9. That 5 gives me a 1 and a 5 in here. Lovely. Right, this is more interesting now. Not 1 or 2, because of these 1s and 2s. 3, 7 is a possibility. With this here, 3, 7 could work this way. 4, 6, not possible, because neither of these cells could be it. So that is 3, 7. No 7s, actually a 7, no 7. That's kind of all the variants done. So from here on, it's just Sudoku. Shouldn't say it so disappointed, you know, to be fair. It's 4, 7, 9, 4, no, 4, 7, 6. Not a 6, the rest is fine. Ones. Actually, let's do easier ones. No 8s in any of these. That's the 8. 6, not in any of these cells. One of these is a 6. Five is also easy. That's 5. So what are the remaining digits? 9 is in here. 1 is in there. Let's just write them in. That's not a 1. And this digit is whatever's left over. That's a 4. These two cells now are 6 and 8. Not resolved. This cell is just known. 9. 7. 9 gave me a 5. And 9, a 5. That wasn't a 9 at all. And then I have essentially here another 6, 7, and 9. This will be 6, 9. This will be 6, 7. This is 6, 7, or 8. It is just 7 or 8. It's not even an 8. It's just 7. Which gives me 6, which gives me 8, which gives me 6, which gives me 9, which gives me 7 and 9. Fantastic. Up here, no, let's do horizontal first. So this is not 1 or 9. This is 1 or 9. And this cell is just known. 3. Okay. Then I need what else? Actually, the 7 is helpful. That's 4. These are not 4s. This is 6, 7, not resolved. 3 is also resolved up there. So I may as well actually take a look at the top. And this is 8. And this is 5. Let's keep going. 6 and 7, again, not resolved. There's another 6 or 7 in here. And I'm going to say a 5. That's the 5. This is not 6 or 7. It is, in fact, just 6, 7, 6, 1, 9, 6. And that's basically the puzzle pretty much done at this point. 2 is in here. 4 is in there. 7 is in here. And if I've not made any mistakes, 9 for the finish. Another lovely puzzle, Sir Moose. Thank you so much for creating it and sharing it. Another fantastic weekday puzzle as well. Hope that you guys enjoyed the puzzle in the video, and hope to see you back for the next one. Bye-bye for now.